Friday night in front of a packed Subiaco, boys became men.
This is getting very embarrassing for the Irish side.
Kevin Sheedy's unheralded young Aussies demolished Ireland with devastating ball movement and lightning-fast leg speed. It was a performance that left the Irish stunned.
They were just superior in every facet of the game. It was a very harrowing experience. Probably my worst night in football.
For the jubilant Australians, it was a night to cherish.
That stuff that you'll take to the grave, so to sing the national anthem, it was pretty awesome.
However, the job's only half done. Ireland is a proud nation and its talented team will come out with all guns blazing.
We play with pride and we make it a much more competitive and a much more meaningful game.
From Telstra Dome, it's the second test between Australia and Ireland on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
What a difference a week makes in international rules football. 7 days ago, this Irish team were red-hot favourites against an unheralded Australian lineup at Subiaco Oval. 80 minutes later, they were on the receiving end of a 36-point flogging. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Telstra Dome for the second international rules test. Brian Taylor joins me, and Brian, it has been a long week for the Irish boys.
Well, it certainly has, Gaz, and they come to Melbourne here. And let's not forget that Australia have never won a game here in Melbourne as yet, so we know they've won over in Perth, but a 36-point thrashing last week wasn't fantastic. To see the Irish boys warming up, I'm sure the coach, Pete McGrath, would have had some words to his players, and there's one of the players there, Colin Cooper. We'll talk about him a little bit later.
A lot of soul-searching done. They had copped some heavy criticism from abroad and also here. Big travelling media contingent. They were stunned at just how good the Australian team were. They expect a fierce comeback from the Irish.
They were very, very confident at Subi last week before the game, Gaz. They've had that confidence knocked out of them, and they did it by the scoreline there. Look at that, 36 points, the highest score ever in Gaelic football and in the series recorded so far. Australia's first 10 attempts at goal were 9 overs, 3-pointers if you like. They were absolutely sensational in front of goal.
Their skill level was superb, but they had a massive emphasis on pressure on the opposition, and their ability to chase down the Irish players, I think, caught everyone by surprise, particularly these Irish superstars that came over here, thought they would run away from the Australian team, but with the inclusion of Lovett here, look at this chase down, you'll see Newman shortly, one of the great chases you'll ever likely to see. Delidio was also involved in a couple of big chase downs. This was the sort of thing that put the fear and the doubts in the minds of the Irish from the word go, and it was the number one reason the Aussies got over the top of them.
Was it the youth and hunger that allowed them to do that sort of thing, Garry?
No doubt about it, but look, when you have a look at some of these guys running out on the pitch, Gene Syracuse here, quick. Luke Hodge was superb last week. Aaron Davey, a couple of his chase downs were superb. What about Brent Maloney, young fella getting his first game, some changes. We're talking about those in the Australian lineup. You see Brent Harvey there, you talk about leg speed. This is the team that Kevin Sheedy wanted from the word go. He got what he wanted, and it paid massive dividends on Friday night.
Eamon Buchanan and Chris Newman, as you've already mentioned, outstanding. This man here, Aaron Davey, boy, did he add a bit of spark to the Australians early, and Morris was an absolute sensation on their best player last week.
Dale Who, they lovingly call him, and I think he has announced himself. Kevin Sheedy, well, he's had a massive impact on this competition in the space of 7 days. He had a big press conference yesterday. Huge media contingent there, Brian, both Australian and Irish. And Sheeds, well, he was at his provocative best.